Good morning, dear friends. Welcome to Haiku Friday. Yes, I am a little bit vain, so I'm going to put my glasses on for just a second here. Make sure that this is the correct date. Yes, I believe it is the correct date. I have Haiku Friday, February 21st. Is that right? Yeah, February 21st, 2025. Now, in my notes, I have 2024. Why? Because I just came back from a little vacation and my brain's having a hard time adjusting. But why don't we get started? We have some from Max Q, 3, and he says some of them have to do with a Colbert show, which was on last night, but I'll watch tonight. So I'm looking forward to getting the connections on these. But they're good on their own. They're good on their own without any background. Let's see. So, Haiku Friday, February 21st, 2025. It's an Arctic blast. We're having fun in the cold. The party's begun. Max Q. Second one from Max Q. Yes, long live the king. He's a lion in winter. None more cold-hearted. Yeah, yep. It's, there's been a lot of memes about the FOFA, fuck around and find out. FAFO, I guess, not FAFO. And then also the leopard ate my face type of thing that, I guess people are enjoying. I don't think most people who voted for this ass clown are going to ever admit that they made a mistake. Even they are so deep in, wouldn't it? It would be really difficult. Just think if you have supported this clown for this many years and been fooled at every turn. What would it take right now for you to say, oh gosh, I guess I was wrong? And would you be able to do it? It'd be an amazing amount of strength. I think people are kind of going to ride this one in and take us all with them. Oh, okay. So that was my little editorializing. Here's Max Q's third one. There's gold in that vault and bars of cold in his heart. The school of hard knocks. Ooh, I like that. That's great. You got the bold, you got the cold, you got the bars of gold, you got Fort Knox. Awesome. Great job. Thank you, Max Q. Now we have one from Ashuvyahu. Ashuvyahu. I hope I'm saying that right. I got a little critique last time because I went Ashuvyahu in my Hank Hill kind of fashion, but I'm going to try it again. Ashuvyahu. Ashuvyahu. Hope that's correct. I'm sure I'm going to get I'll be getting an email about this one. This pronunciation, I imagine. But here we go from Ashuvyahu. Fifth age from the king. Terror's cornucopia laughs at Pandora. And the author, the writer, the haikuist sent me some really interesting, detailed information around this haiku. This person, who I know, but whose real name is not Ashuvyahu, that's the pen name, writes some really cool stuff. I wish she had a blog. I really do, because I think people would really enjoy it. So if you're out there watching this, Ashuvyahu, make a blog. I think I would totally subscribe. All right. Here is one from our pal Rikosan. In an open boat, connected to all water, the sky, sea, and wind. Yeah, coming back from this little vacation, I wrote Rikosan and said, wow, does this ever register with me right now? All right, here is mine. Trading sand for snow. Lizard's gizzard grinds away. Bleakness, either way. Does a lizard have a gizzard? I don't. I think so. I started going down this road, and there's a band like Lizards, Gizzards, Wizard, Dizzard, something, which took up the whole search thing. I guess I could have asked. I don't think a lizard has a gizzard, even though I know that they kind of, birds and lizards, reptiles kind of come off of the same branch in a way, but maybe they do. In my poem, they do. In my world, they do, because it works for me. Yes, a bleakness either way. Not necessarily bleakness in a bad way either. All right, I'm back from vacation, and you are not watching this on what was the name of the app? Facebook. You're not watching this on Facebook because I'm not on Facebook. I jumped on there a little bit. I have to go on there Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays. But all my links, I'm linking directly to the Spokanorama blog, spokanorama.blogspot.com, which is findable from all the myriad of other websites that I have. And, or the YouTube channel, which I will be loading up this video shortly too. There's no live function right now. Might be doing that again shortly. But not now. Yes, so we're back from vacation. It was fun. It's always a little bit, it takes you a little bit of time to get into it. And then it takes you a little bit of time to get out of it. And that's where I am right now. Because I got lots of work to do. I'm about 90% I've gone through the lines in this play that I'm in. I have to, I'd say I'm hitting them about 80% of the time. So I got to work on getting that 100% in the next few weeks. So it's going to be a busy time for me. There's really not a lot to say. I kept up with the news a little bit. Sarah had a news block out, but she did ask me occasionally, like, what kind of weird ass shit did he do today? I would tell her. Because, I find myself a little bit, of course I'm worried, like everybody is to some degree, but there's only so much you can do about it. And, I'm always a person who looks for the unintended consequences of things, and I think this could be a really big one for that. But when I'm down there, I don't really, of course I don't bring all my painting supplies and stuff, because it is a break. And I'm looking at one that I'm making right now that I started in on, and then I left, and I think it's going to be very enjoyable. It could be a card. It's an acrylic painting, but it could be a card when somebody eventually cashes in on that 9 inches of plaque residing in their chest. However, mindful of, sometimes I tried explaining this to a relative of mine a few years back, that when Scalia died, a bunch of us got together and had glasses of wine and toasted that. Now, when I was telling this relative of mine this, the point of where I was trying to get with this story was, in the long run, it didn't matter, because what the big thing about him dying was it put off the whole right to work country, that he was ready to make us a right to work nation for public employees. And it didn't take long, because of course Obama's pick was denied. Merrick Garland, who would have been a real milquetoast Supreme Court justice anyways. But I was going to say that, I had felt real hope about this, and then realized that you shouldn't celebrate the death of somebody, and I was going to get to that, but there were some beers involved. My relative jumped down my throat and said, "It's so crass. You shouldn't be so. That's a crass thing to do, to celebrate somebody's death." Well, that's where I was going with this, but he cut me off, and so I said, "Well, are you saying that nobody should celebrate anybody's death?" And then he said, "Yeah, no. Deaths should not be celebrated." And I said, so Jews were wrong to celebrate the death of Adolf Hitler? And then he said, are you calling Scalia Adolf Hitler? Which I said, no. That is a diversion, because I never said that. You said that nobody should celebrate anybody's death. That's what you said. I'm not saying that Scalia was Adolf Hitler, but I'm saying that Jews celebrated the death of Hitler, I'm sure. And was that wrong? Which there was a lot of tension after that, not really an answer. And I said, if you had let me finish, I was going to get to this, but your logic was extremely flawed in your response. So, all to say that this thing I'm painting would make a good card for when it happens. Maybe I'll contact Hallmark. Maybe they would like it for those people who would be affected by this person's death in a positive manner. Although, my thing is, the evil force doesn't die with a person. This evil force is still out there. And it takes good people doing good things, loving each other, being upbeat, having a good time. There's no better time fighting fascism, fighting evil. And that's how we should be right now. No better time if you've taken vows in your life, marriage vows, baptismal vows. No better time to revisit those and use those as your North Star on how you're going to combat this, how you're going to live with this, the inroads you can make, because there are some blessings in this, and that everybody is pretty, where everybody is on this thing right now. You know who the good guys and the bad guys are, according to your beliefs. I'm sure some of the Nazis would look at me as a bad guy, which I would say, yay. Nothing better than that. Nothing better than being hated by Nazis. So, make art. Now, when I am on vacation, I start out with this tirade about this. I just do little doodles. I just do little doodles when I'm someplace. And so here's a little doodle I did. A doodle I did. And it's just a beach scene. Yeah. Just whip that out. Just a little beach scene. That's what it looked like from our window where we were staying. And then I got did a little doodle of what if you fell in the water and saw a mermaid, kind of as you were losing consciousness. I think that's what that mermaid would look like. All to say, not really big works of art, but you have to express yourself, especially during these times. And you don't need to show them to anybody. But of course, I just did. Kind of dumb. Kind of drove probably the value of my paintings down. Those are doodles. They're not paintings, okay? So, thanks everybody for tuning in. And we're just going to see what happens here using YouTube and Spokanorama to get our work out. And thanks everybody. Love you very much. And we'll talk later. Bye now.